I am dead set on finishing this because this is confusing. We've got to continue. We must dive deeper. There was no body. I wasn't arrested, but I'm not sure if I should be glad about it. What Satoko said is right. I failed to kill her uncle. Since there's no body, it doesn't matter whether or not some kind of miracle happened. That's the truth. I became a demon to save Satoko, and I fell into an insane world. A demon's world has retribution. I can accept that only if I took Satoko's uncle alive. He's still alive and hurting Satoko. Might as well be a demon again. One more time, or as many times as it takes, until she is free, and I'll continue killing him. I wake up before 5 a.m. It's bright. The moment I decide to become a demon again, I feel my whole body waken. Not a question of time, I'll do it. I wake my body up. The exhaustion from the past 2 days is gone. No sleepiness. I stand up slowly, and I make sure my body moves as I want. The blood is flowing to each finger. While changing my clothes, I play with worthless thoughts in my head, and I realize something strange. For the past 2 days, I've been thinking only about murder for the sake of Satoko's rescue. Even though I say it's for her, I totally forgot about her. Saving her was only the beginning, but now I'm just a demon trying to kill. I fell into the demon's world as a result. Was Satoshi the same? Rescuing Satoko from her aunt, he became a demon, and he disappeared from Hinamizawa because he fell into the demon's world. I'm following the same pattern as he is after all. I try not to, but I end up the same. If that's true, Satoshi is in this world. He came here a year before me. He must be somewhere. I gasp and stop. That extra footstep. Is that you, Satoshi? I feel no presence. Of course, there's no answer. But I feel strangely relieved. I feel like he's always been there for me. Let's go, Satoshi. Once again. Let's save Satoko, this time for real. I sneak out of the house to not wake my parents. They'll chide me badly if I've been out at night for a few nights if I was found now, but I don't have time for that. I'll end it today. If the body disappears, I'll burn it without burying. I can carry the body around so that I can kill it whenever it resurrects. I'll do it again, and I'll kill him again. I'll save Satoko for real. An unbelievably beautiful morning. I looked for the failed weapon. I don't care how it looks. I don't have to worry about the police or witnesses. It's a crazy world, and if I wasn't there, I'd play it around in the festival. Even when I get arrested, the other Keiichi will come home as if nothing happened. That guy's also my Ibarra Keiichi. Even if I'm gone, he'll take my spot. Even if I vanish, nobody will notice. So I can sacrifice my life in the process of killing Satoko's uncle. Even if I die, my Ibarra Keiichi will remain. I don't belong in this world after all. Even if I die when I kill him, that's okay. When I think that way, the morning air felt different. It looks scary. Maybe I should take this one. A big hatchet for cutting firewood. The thick blade looks as if it was made for murder. I wrap it up in old newspapers and put it in a basket. Sorry to use you for bad things like this, but I trust you, buddy. I apologize to my bike for some reason. For the past 3 days, I've been using it for evil deeds. I've been riding this bike before I moved here. I didn't use it often because I could walk almost everywhere. When I signed up for prep school, Mom bought it for me because the station was far. I used it mainly for that. I never used a basket other than for textbooks in it. Never used it for carrying a deadly weapon. After I moved to Hinamizawa, I finally felt the joy of living. Met great friends, had a great time. Those days are over, but I wish I could get those days back. It's worth wishing for them. I killed a man, and I'm gonna kill again. A crime to kill someone. No legitimate reason for murder, possibly. But those good times made me feel so content I felt it's worth doing that. They're irreplaceable. We raved, we laughed, we fooled each other. We'll be friends forever. I won't be afraid to commit any kind of crime to get those happy days back. That's right, I know it's worth it. I never learned it in school. It's the way I choose. This is sacred. I remember those days I spent at Hinamizawa. first day, she welcomed me with a blackboard eraser trap. That took me by surprise. She was fun, she laughed, she got grumpy, she cried easily, the youngest among others. She was actually independent, a bit meddlesome, but yeah. Mion, Rena, Rika, everybody gathered around Sadako. She got snobby sometimes. Mion would tease her, she'd get cornered. Then she cried and Rena would just melt. Rika would look content. And I had caught by the bye blow, our usual day. Nobody must be missing, but Sadako least of all. Her smile made everybody smile. When she stopped, we stopped. If we didn't, we're dead. No different from going to a prep school just to keep up with good grades. We had to be smiling with her. Conceited, but she was our little princess. You might say I'm a knight raiding the dragon's castle to retrieve her smile. I should be carrying a beautiful sword. I must be the only knight with a rusty, bulky hatchet. And a man is waving at me from a crop field. Hello, Keiji-kun. Morning cycling? Morning. I waved back at him as a reflex. Should I be feeling this fresh? Sadako's right at the end of this trail. I realized a loud chirping of cicadas. I tap on my head to switch gears. I exhale slowly. I bend back to cool my head. There was no body. Either a murder happened, or it was a hallucination, or he might have been revived. If I was actually at the festival, it must have been some illusion. Probably what he already thought and why he was treating me as a lunatic. But it couldn't be an illusion. I killed a guy with no doubt. If that was an illusion, Hinamizawa must be an illusion too. There's only one way that can end. I've been dreaming about a happy life in a countryside hospital bed after I got in an accident and became a vegetable. Okay, that was kind of scary. If it was an illusion, the only possibility is that guy came back to life. He must be a zombie. If he's a zombie, I'm a monster. I wouldn't hesitate to kill somebody, and I could even use magic. Dakono died probably because of a curse I did. Maybe that might be too much. If you're Oishi died, I'll believe it. I parked my bike and see. The moped isn't there. Natural. I threw it into the swamp that night. Or maybe, just like the body, the moped isn't at the bottom of the swamp. Maybe I don't see the moped because he's riding it into town. If he's not in, that's good for me. I can sharpen the blade until he comes back. And if he's in, I start to feel tense. I've had this feeling for a long time. The feeling made me slow, but it can work as a uniter of supernatural power. I grabbed a hatchet. The heaviness is scary, but reliable. I don't know what time it is because I'm not wearing a watch. Probably earlier than 7 a.m. Sadako must be up fixing breakfast and lunch. On the other hand, her uncle might be sleeping lazily. Twerp must be drinking up late last night. Might sleep until noon. I'm thinking of ringing the doorbell, but it might wake him up. If I sneak in without a doorbell, Sadako will be startled. What should I say to her? Keep quiet because I'm killing your uncle? Yeah, it's like I'm pushing the responsibility of murder. Wait outside quietly? Maybe. How will she react? She'll probably stop me. I should make something to get her outside. She should know murder is going to happen in the house. I can think of an excuse, but I can't just stand there. I made up my mind. I touched the doorknob. It's not locked. I opened the door slowly. The door chain isn't on either. I smell household odors. Shoes, sandals scattered about. Can't tell if he's in from the shoes. A TV from somewhere. The TV is in a messy dining room. Food is scattered on top of the table. Not looking like a happy family meal. People should thank the person who fixed the meal while eating. This isn't a meal for that matter. Nobody. No presents. But since the TV was on, someone must be near. Maybe he saw me coming and he's trying to ambush me. The tension rises. It's almost hurting. Even though my hatchet is wrapped in newspapers, the impact will be the same. I grab it tightly and look around carefully. The happy feeling I felt on my way here is absolutely gone. Sweat on the forehead. Even the sounds of the drops forming on my forehead feels noisy. And then I realize it isn't breakfast. The rice is all dried up. Dinner from last night? I carefully leave the dining room. I move on to the hallway and find a stairway. He showed his face from a window upstairs when I visited here before. It's highly likely that the room is where he sleeps. I tiptoe upstairs without a sound. I don't hear anyone. No presence. A couple of rooms. I open the sliding doors slowly to look inside. No one. I get down and put my ear to the floor. The TV in the dining room. A low buzzing. Probably a boiler or something. I feel suspicious. Strange. It feels like someone is here because the TV is on. It's weird that nobody is home this early in the day. I went downstairs. Without making a sound, I entered the dining room. The scattered meal. Rice dry. Miso soup everywhere. Side dishes from a supermarket. Sadako made this meal. It doesn't look as perfect as what Mion will make or what Rena will make, but I see some devotion in it. Judging by what she cooked for me at my home, this meal was at dinner last night. Number of wrapping, 06-2083. June 20th, 1983. That was yesterday. The meal was for two. Indicates that this was yesterday's dinner and Sadako and her uncle were here. Stop thinking. Stop thinking or say something. Stop thinking or saying that something is impossible. Her uncle was here last night, that's the truth. He must have complained about the meal Sadako made, threw the miso soup at her, made a mess. I should be calm, but anger is flaring up. I should show no mercy. I hear the low buzz sound. On the first floor? From where? It seems a bathroom. I hear the sound from behind the frosted glass in the back. It must be the water boiler. Steam is rising up from behind the glass. Heat is leaking to this changing room as well. Strange. It isn't usual to take a bath this early. This is as thought. Time stopped sometime last night. Sounds like the boiler is still on. The sound is continuous. Hamper. Sadako's clothes are crumpled up in there. Dirty spots on them. They don't look wearable to school. Probably got dirty when the guy threw miso at her. I can't see anything behind that frosted glass. I got a bad feeling. No way, she can't be there since last night. But there's nothing impossible in this Mizawa. I swallowed hard, slowly opened the glass door. From the opening, the steam overflows. It fills the changing room quickly because the fan isn't running. After the steam slips away to the changing, cool air flows into the bathroom. I hear a faint moan. I know whose voice it is. Sadako? There's no answer. She is in the steaming bathtub, lying with her upper body leaned over the tub. The water boiler is running with a hissing sound, a blue flame burning in the small window of the boiler. Her body looks all red, limp, like an abandoned doll. I don't know how long I've been standing agape in astonishment. I snap out of it and turn off the boiler. I got her out of the tub. The water is as hot as a hot spring. Has she been in this tub for a night? She couldn't have died. She couldn't. I lay her incredibly light body on the floor and put a towel over her. I get back to the bathroom and open the window. Cool air flows in. It blows past Sadako, moaning again. You alright, Sadako? It's me, Keiichi. Can you hear me? She responds faintly when she sees me. I don't understand what she's saying. Eyes dull. Mind isn't obviously clear. Her body is quivering. This isn't just a hot flush. Something more serious like a heat stroke. How does the teacher deal with this when a girl fainted in the summer marathon? I run the water from a faucet and put a towel in it. I made a cool towel and put it on Sadako's forehead. She responds to the coolness and moans. When people burn themselves, they usually cool the wound with running water. What if I pour a cool shower on her? I should avoid rapid cooling, otherwise she might have a heart attack. I can't take care of no more than this. I can do no more because I'm no doctor. You alright, Sadako? You're safe. I'll save you. 5,039. 5,040. What is she mumbling about? Listening to her murmur, I put my ear near her mouth. Then I understood. Are you counting? Why? When you bathe the child, parents tell them to count to 100. She was doing that, but 5,039? You're crazy. How far were you supposed to count? 10,000. I can't believe my ears. I can't believe her common sense either. 10,000? Ridiculous. Nobody can stay in that bath that long. Die before you finish. How did this happen? My uncle. She got mad, saying the meal stank and he couldn't eat it. She didn't understand what he was saying because it was the same meal as every other day. Maybe he didn't like the smell of the pickled vegetables she bought. She said it was Sadako who stank and told her to take a bath every morning and every night. Put Sadako in the boiling water and told her not to get out until she counted to 10,000. I'll kill him! My emotions explode. I take the hatchet still wrapped in the newspaper. I went into every room of the house, tracing his trail, presence, smell, vibration, heartbeat. I storm up the stairs while roaring. I find his bed. I swing my hatchet down on it, even though I know he's not sleeping there. Hide in the closet. I smash the door. Not here. There's a secret door on a wall. I hit the walls one after another. Dust fills the room. Pieces of wall scattered on the floor. I even smashed a window. I went nuts. I destroyed his entire room, and I finally gained back my net rationale. He's not here. I'll look for him later. I need to take care of her now. I go back to where she is. She's still down on the floor. I can't do anything more. I should take her to the clinic. Irie treating me as a lunatic and try to confine me in a mental institute. I don't want to see his face, but I have to go there. Sadako needs to see a doctor. I try to put the dirty clothes on her, but I never done that. Too difficult to me. I don't have time for this. I gave up and decided to wrap her in a bath towel and carry her on my back. The clinic isn't too far. Much faster to walk there than to call an ambulance. I pick up the biggest towel and make her stand up. Can you get up? I'll take her to the clinic. Thank you. She sounds clearer, getting back her consciousness. I cry for joy because she's getting better. She rolls over and tries to stand up, quivering. I lift her and carry her on my back. The bath towel slips down. The towel hurts. It'll be just a few minutes. Spare for it for a bit. I have no difficulty carrying her. Her lightness may be worrying to stay. The outside air is hot, as if it's torturing Sadako. Damn it, cicadas. Why is it hot like this when I really don't welcome it? I don't have time for complaining. The clinic must be this way. I started trotting with Sadako on my back. The slope on the way to the clinic usually doesn't bother me, but it is torturing now. I'm sweating heavily on my forehead and I'm running out of breath. I put the hatchet on my belt. It's heavy and it gets way in my steps. I think of ditching it, but I still have to use it to kill Sadako's uncle. The clinic's sign now. I stop because something isn't right. There's rotating lights in front of it. 3 police cars in a parking lot. Nothing but a bad sign. I was going to leave Sadako in the waiting lounge because I didn't want to see Irie. But if Oishi's here, I can't even get in. Okay, this is very, very strange, especially with scantiness. I wonder if I can end up getting pulled off because of underage Sadako skin. What's going on? How many police cars? Why is Sadako in the shade of a tree? I don't know. I'll have to take a look. So wait for me here. Are you gonna leave a lady in a bath towel here? You're so educated. You sound fine. I'll tell her I'll be back in a minute, and I stood up. I hid behind a car and carefully approached the police officers. I listened to the one with a tie who looks like the leader, talking with a doctor. He doesn't look like Irie. I thought just one of the guys manager Irie was talking about. So I opened up this place and found him, and can you describe the situation? Sitting on a sofa in the office, I thought he was sleeping. You committed suicide because you saw a water pitcher and an empty sleeping pill bottle on the desk, and I recognized high fever, incontinence, and disturbance of consciousness. showing typical signs of sleep medication poisoning, so I treated him immediately. Without calling it the police? This place is a hospital, and I am a doctor. I'm obliged to treat the sick. Okay, go on. Breathing was irregular. I performed CPR. I gave him respiratory medicine, but it didn't work. I put him on a respirator. Okay, so you did what you could, but he died, right? You call us right after that? Yes. A shame that I couldn't save him. I heard a buzz from the police car. This is headquarters. Komiyama-san, come in. Hello, Komiyama. Looks like a suicide by sleeping pills. No will. Suicide? What are they talking about? Sounds like someone committed suicide in the clinic. But who? Takano died the day after I wished for her death. I wished for Irie's death yesterday. So could it be? Was he taking sleeping aids daily? I don't know. Was he saying he was tired or wanting to kill himself? Or something like that? He was a cheerful person, so I don't think so. I was right. Irie. It's him. He killed himself. Why? I can't think of the reason. Other than my wish, there's nothing I could think of. A crazy world. If I wish for somebody's death, that person will die. What about Oishi then? What happened to him? If Irie died because of my wish, he must be dead too. We sent for backup. The section manager wants you to get back to searching for Oishi. Roger, excuse me. Other officers are on their way, so please keep the scene intact. Let's get going. The police officers get in. Did they say they were searching for Oishi? That means he's missing. Takano, Irie, and Oishi, if I wished for it, they vanished the next day. Usually that kind of wish wouldn't come true no matter how hard, because people know that. They can say stuff like that easily, but my wishes have been perfectly granted. I hear a footstep, even though I wasn't walking. Not only one. I hear it coming from behind. It's standing right behind me. It grasps my shoulder. What's going on? Oh, it's you. Don't scare me. You scare me too. Don't scream. It was Sadako. The eyes still look dull, but it looks like she recovered enough to walk. She's looking much better. How you feeling? You okay? I still have a headache, but I can't stay outside like this. She tries to smile, but her legs are still quivering. What the hell is going on here? As far as I know, it looks like the manager killed himself. What? She becomes speechless. She looks pale. Like she can't believe what she just heard. Oh. That'll get edited out. Is it really true? Geichi? Are you mistaken? I heard he took a deadly load of sleeping pills. She drops to her knees and starts crying. You're lying. He wouldn't. He wouldn't do something like that. He'd never. I regretted when I see Sadako crying and tearing up the grass around her feet. I got upset because Irie treated me as a lunatic. I wished for his death because I felt like I was betrayed. But there are people who respect him. Like Sadako, because my selfish wish came true. Sadako was crying. I felt guilty. I decided to kill somebody to save Sadako. I wanted her to be happy. But wouldn't that be all? Killing somebody means depriving of somebody's life. That leads to saddening to people who know that person. Shouldn't be anyone who lamented the death of Sadako's uncle. That's why I didn't feel guilty. But Irie's death is different. I tried to make her happy, but I saddened her instead. Manager Irie killed himself. It's not my fault. She's still crying, but it looked a bit calmer. She stands up, wiping the tears. Forgive me. I couldn't help but say that. Why'd you say that? I had a fight with him yesterday, and I wished him dead. He died because I wished for it. She looked puzzled and smiled. It's not your fault. He's a grown-up. He decided to end his own life. He must have felt it was appropriate somehow. It's nobody's fault. She smiles to comfort me. I don't want to stay naked like this. I want some clothes. You're right. I think you should see a doctor. Maybe later. I don't want to die. She redoes her towel and starts going back the way we came. She's wobbling. She doesn't look as fine as she says. She stops when she sees a lot of people walking. Time for the morning commute. She must be feeling embarrassed in the bath towel. Let's go to Rika's house. Some of my clothes should be there. What's wrong, Keiichi? She knows I'm looking down. He was grown up, you know. He wouldn't commit suicide just for having a fight with you. You should not blame yourself. The first two couldn't have been just coincidences, but when I see it for the third time, I had to believe it. Nothing impossible in this world. You know, it's been strange these days. What are you talking about? She still tries to listen to me. You didn't go to watch the Higurashi festival because you went home midway. But I went and had fun with everybody. Seems that way. I'm sorry I got upset. She apologized for having a quarrel in class. Would you believe me if I said I didn't go to the festival? She looked puzzled. Natural. What are you trying to say? I know you don't. Me neither. Because I didn't go there. Everyone says I was. Nobody would believe that. You serious? Yeah, it's been strange since the night of the festival. I've been hearing strange footsteps following me. She looks pale. Footsteps like flap flap? Yeah. I thought I was imagining it, but they've been following me since then. They've been following me right now. I can't tell the difference between theirs and yours. She looks into my eyes ardently. She's wondering if I'm alright. Eri was the same. It's natural. If I think of it that way, I feel more regrettable about his death. Maybe it was unfair to accuse him. That night I was doing something different all the while. I didn't lose consciousness or anything. It was impossible that I roamed the festival like a sleepwalker. Okay, now you're getting a little strange. How you're able to play around the festival then? As I said, I didn't go. I shouldn't be emotional. If I get upset, I totally will look like a lunatic. It's just that nobody believes me. Well, I'll believe you and say so. I saw Takano that night. She looked down on me somehow. I wished for her to be dead. She had that sort of condescending attitude. I can't understand your feelings. Did you know she died? It was yesterday. Burned to death. Is that true? Did she die? People die after I wish them dead. Did you know Higurashi from the police? That fat creep? I heard the police talking like he's missing now. I wished him dead yesterday too. You're serious. I'm not lying. I don't want to believe it either, but it's true. Takano, the manager, Higurashi, they died the day after I wished them dead. She's speechless. A long silence prevails. Scary! I should try not to make you hate me. That's not all. There's something even more strange. It's about your uncle. Don't talk about him. Was he there in your house last night? Stop talking about him. I don't like that. He couldn't be there. It will be impossible. I told you to stop. No. He couldn't have been there since the night of the Watanagashi. I don't want to hear about him anymore. He couldn't be there because I killed him with my own hands. The cicadas became quiet. She glares at me with a fierce face, tears flowing from her cheek. I killed him in the night of the festival. He shouldn't have come home that night. But he did, complaining about food, shouting at her, torturing her in boiling bathwater last night. It was impossible. Yesterday I dug up the spot where I buried him to make sure he was dead. His body is not there. Do you think it's possible? I was sure I killed him, but there was no body. He came home as if nothing happened. It couldn't be possible, right? She looks stiff, cowering as if someone is trying to hurt her. I know you think I've gone crazy. That's okay. I can't believe this myself either. He must be in a state of shock because you saw people die after you wished them dead. You're just confused by the manager's suicide. I think you should rest at home today. I'm fine. Just take care of yourself. She tells me to leave, even though she sounds like she understands me from her expression. Like she doesn't want to be with me anymore. I'll go home after I take you to the clinic. You're still wobbling. You might pass out. I'm fine. I don't want you to see me half naked. Oh. She stumbles on the stairway. I rush to her support. Sadako rebuffs me. She's rejected me, and it hurts. By the time we finish climbing the stairs, she looks exhausted. She doesn't even look at me. She's ignoring me, or she's refusing to make contact with me. It breaks my heart. I chose this path. But if this is what I get out of it, it's too sad. Don't be a child, my Ibarra. You weren't expecting rewards from the beginning, were you? You didn't do it because you wanted Sadako to thank you, did you? You did it because you wanted her to be happy. It all comes down to this. Rika's house is the prior prevention warehouse of the village, located at the back of the meeting hall. Sadako walked in that direction at a fast pace. I don't know if it's because she wants to get her clothes sooner than later, or she just wants to get away from me. Then I suddenly hear a loud flutter of birds. I turn around and there are crows. I haven't seen a lot of them in Hinamizawa. I saw a lot of them living in the city, flocking around trash, broke open trash bags with their beaks dragging contents out of them. I recall such a scene. I see them flocking around the offering box. Some bad people must have dumped trash there. The cicadas stop crying. I stop breathing. My mind stops. Time stops. I rush where the crows are, to get the worst possibility out of my head. But I didn't wish that. I never wished anything like that. I hope it's not. The crow flies away when I approach. I see the trash bag after they're gone. What did I see? Before I even grasped, I started roaring. What the shit is this? Sadako comes to see what's going on. She sees what's over my shoulder. It can't be happening. The trash bag is colored with bright red blood. Well, no use for sticky words. Rika, our friend, Sadako's best friend, the quiet, smart, beautiful girl Rika. She is all naked, lying face up with her arms and legs spread out. Glass-like eyes are staring at the sky blankly. Rika! Oh God. Sadako breaks down crying, yet she can't get near her best friend's body. The crows have ripped the trash bags and dragged the contents like apple peels and made a mess. Crows can't do this. Oh God. I threw up. Until my tongue felt sour, I kept throwing up. Rika's... Her stomach is ripped open vertically. Crows definitely can't do this. I see her internal organs, intestines dragged out, messed up like a kid's toy. I'm starting to get physically sick now. I forget to breathe. My vision gets dull. My head aches. Dizzy, nauseous. Looks like a burial ritual. Someone killed Rika and brought her here. Laid her with her arms spread. They opened her stomach and dried out her intestines. Red and pink organs. Intestines spread in 4 directions after they tried to make it look interesting. Blood flooding the area. Crow feathers here and there. I see crow's bloody footprints on Rika's body. The eerie pattern make this ritual like murder look more insane. I wished for the deaths of Takano, Iri, and Oishi, but I didn't wish for Rika's death ever. This is not me. When I faltered back, I stepped on newspaper. Newspaper? It's the one I wrapped the hatchet with. I put the hatchet on my belt to carry Sadako on my back. The newspaper fell off. Don't scare me. When I pick up the newspaper, Sadako is horrified. She's staring at me. The hatchet on my belt. Calm down. It's not what you think. Not me. It's definitely not me. Murder. She doesn't even care about the towel anymore. She just trembles. And in the anime, she was wearing clothes.
Details.
She trembles. Steps back to get away from a killer in front of her. Sadako, calm down. She just then run off. Wait, this isn't what you think. Her steps are too weak to run, so I catch up, or I wanted to. But even if I touch her, she might go crazy. I can only follow and try to persuade her. You killed Takano, you killed the manager, you killed Soishi, you tried to kill my uncle, and you tried to kill Rika. Murderer! It's not me, I didn't kill her. You just said it yourself, you wished them dead. That's why everybody died, right? I wished them dead. You didn't remember what you did. I can't even trust you. Didn't you just forget to kill her? Or are you just pretending you did? What's that hat you doing there? Can you explain that? It's for your uncle? See? You're a psycho killer, aren't you? Why? I thought you were a bit evil, but you were sweet. I once believed you were my Nini. Why'd you become that way? I had to answer each question slowly so that she could understand. It's impossible to explain my innocence quickly in a situation. I don't know if I'm really innocent. At least I killed Sadako's uncle. There's no body. I thought I did. I lost my innocence then. I wished for Takano, Iri, and Oishi, and my wish were granted. It was my curse. But when I wished for Takano's death, I was just bad-mouthing. People could have actually died when I wished for it. I wished for Iri and Oishi. So except Takano's death, all deaths are ideological. Am I psychotic? Am I a killer that can't differentiate reality from illusion? Did I even perform his curse without even remembering? Impossible. God damn it, I'm using that word again. Nothing can possibly need Mizawa now. How many times have I said that in the past few days? I realized Sadako was walking with wobbly steps. She was running at first, but now she's walking in tears as if she was bullied. Why did this happen? I wanted to know why too. Why is this shit happening? After Nini was gone, I was lonely, but when you came, everyone became cheerful again. It was fun every day. You got that right, it was fun. We repeat ourselves again and again. Why is this happening? It feels like the cicadas are laughing. Why don't you just shut up? There's a stream. Past the woods, a suspension bridge. Sadako starts crossing while wobbling. When I get to the bridge, it sways in a large motion. She stumbles and falls. You alright? Don't get close to me, you murderer! She screams with clear hatred. I'm sad. I feel like I'm bleeding from my eyes. Why'd you become like that? I loved you. I wanted to reach out for... Wait, did she say love? I wanted to reach out for her, but I can't get over this distance. If I get closer, she'll start screaming. She'll hurt me with cutting remarks. I just can't get any closer. Sadako, I don't know what's going on either, but I can tell you this. I didn't kill Rika. How could you say that? You're not even sure about your memory. How can I trust you? I clench my fist. Damn it. I can't be crazy. Hinamizawa I roam into that night, that's crazy. It's all because of this crazy world, where another Mayabara Keiji exists. Some dead man walks. People die if I wish them dead. Mion and Rena became odd, as if they were haunted. Iria didn't believe what I said. Even though I tried to protect her, Sadako is accusing me. Is this the price of murder? Do I have to go through this bitterness for that? I was sure I did the right thing. That's what I want to believe. But why? Sadako and I keep asking ourselves why things have gone crazy. Believe me, I am not a murderer. Then what's the hatchet for? You're scared of this? Alright, I'll dump it. Will you feel safe? She doesn't react, but she looked hopeful. I get the hatchet clumsily off the belt and throw it into the stream. There, now can you listen? You think I feel safe just by that? You could strangle me to death with your bare hands if you wanted to. I never wanted to kill you. Damn it. Then what am I supposed to do? What should I do? Put my hands on my head? Well, how about that, and turn your back to me? The shrewd suggestion sounds like her. If I turn my back to her while putting my hands on my head, I can't attack her. Might as well. Is this good? I want you to listen. She stands up and slowly walks. She comes right behind me. She's right there, but I can't turn around. I knew it wasn't your fault somehow, but probably just been haunted by something evil. I thought you were a demon till just now, but I understood by looking into your eyes. The voice was gentle, even though she's still crying. She won't kill anybody. You were just haunted by something evil and it drove you mad. I don't know if she's trying to just comfort me or just saying what she thinks. Come to think of it, those people were the same. I couldn't think that way because I was in danger at the time. But I can tell they were haunted by something evil. Sadako, what are you talking about? She was rather talking to herself in remorse than talking to me. I know I'm no stranger to that. She started crying again. My heart aches, but I don't know what she's talking about. I climbed up on the shrine storage roof many years ago. When she was playing hide and seek with her friend, she climbed and hid on the roof of the forbidden shrine storage. She realized she could get inside from the ventilation window. She was afraid of the curse, but a curiosity invited her into a shrine storage. She took off the ventilation window cover and slid inside. Very dark, and she realized the ceiling was really high after she jumped in. She barely saw by the small light from the ventilation window. She learned that the storage wasn't exciting as she expected. She tried to get out, but the door was heavily locked. The only way out was the window she came from, but it was located too high. It didn't look like she could climb. As she held back the tears, she tried to find a way out. She saw many bird cage-like things hanging from the ceiling. Chains hung from the ceiling and they were dangling along the wall. She thought she could climb up to the window using the chains. There was no other way. She tried hard. She didn't want to stay in a creepy place. She got agitated. She climbed up the chains, made clacking sounds. They squeaked with her weight. When she thought she was finally reached the window, the metal that was holding the chains together broke. The chain swayed around with a huge noise. Scared by the noise, she was able to get up to the window and got out. The swaying chain seemed to have broken another device. One of those big bird cages fell with an enormous noise. Orishima-sama statue was under it. It ripped the arm off and it fell on other sacred items. It didn't take her long to realize a disaster happened. The noise was so big people on the shrine premises were able to hear it. Few kids came to see what was going on. Rika was one of them. Rika's father, the priest, appeared with a fierce look. It's hard to remember what followed. Rika's father thought the only person who knew where the key to the shrine storage was Rika. He thought Rika was playing inside the shrine in storage and caused this. Then he chilled at her. He was mad, extremely mad. It even scared me to look. He struck Rika's bare back with a god-shaped cane that was supposedly used for the ritual. Rika was whispering, "It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't even get her voice out of my mind. I should have confessed. I should have been afraid of Rika's father. To save my best friend, I should have confessed." She was bearing the torture and the false accusation while clenching her teeth. That's when the world started to become crazy. I know this. Oyashira's curse is the punishment for desecrating the shrine storage and betraying my best friend. My parents vanished in the muddy stream. So did my evil aunt, and my beloved Nini abandoned me. You came along and I thought I was happy again, but you're haunted. Rika was killed. I heard Oyashira doesn't kill the curse immediately. He kills the people close to them one by one. Finally kills the curse themselves. So you're gonna die with the curse. And then Rena and Mia will be cursed too. You'll either kill or keep me killed. No more. Calm down, Sadako. There's no curse. Nobody's gonna torture you. When I turn around, I'm pushed with a great force. Since my hands are on my head, I couldn't use them. I lose control. The direction I'm pushed is sideways. I fell towards the stream. Miraculously, I managed to grab onto a wire. I see the stream way below. Seems to be a great height. I see many rocks below. I know I won't just get scratches. The bridge sways with my weight. I don't think I can hold on more than a minute. Sadako? I don't know why I'm calling her name. Am I asking for help, or am I accusing her? She enters my sight. I'm taken aback by the weird look on her face. I've never seen an expression like this before. Like a beast about to kill prey.
I want him back! I want my Nini back! I want him back, Keiichi!
Don't! Satoko! Satoko!
I won't do it! I won't give in! And I won't give in to that curse! You can take everything away from me, but I will never give in!
Satoko! Please, just listen! You've got to believe this! The truth is, all I wanted is for you to be happy!
Shut up! How dare you pretend to be him!
Wow, she was awfully cursiving this.
This won't end well.
You're not Keiichi, and I knew it! Now fall! Fall and die!
Please believe me.
Fall and die already!
Satoko!
That's the last message Satoko said to me. Underappreciated and sad. What had I been doing? I ended up like this after I tried to save her. When did I go wrong? What did I do to go wrong? When did I do it for it to go wrong? Is it me, or is it Hinamizawa that was crazy? I still believe I'm not crazy. This freaky world I wandered into that night, it's crazy. So much fun in the club activities, I thought those days would go on forever. It's unthinkable that those happy days can turn into insanity. She pushed me to the bottom of the stream. It's not possible this is the result of enjoying those happy days. In the end, I'm swallowed by this crazy world and vanish. I'm probably gone already. That night at the festival, probably in the real world, people are making a fuss because I'm missing. Funny I didn't notice my own disappearance. The fifth curse consists of the death of Satoko's uncle and my disappearance. She must be released by now in the real world. My friends must be trying to recover from the sadness of my disappearance. They would enjoy club activities even though there are only 4 of them. They'll be waiting for my return. I'm sorry, guys. I couldn't get it back. But it's what I wanted. My duty as Nini. There's nobody to harm you anymore. Because Satoshi and I got rid of all possible harm after spending 2 years. I want to see your cunning smile. Once again. The pain is merciless, violent and enormous. The only cool part is it lasts for just a flash moment. I can die now, leave this crazy world. Thanks for giving me the supernatural power to kill people by wishing for their deaths. If only I'm allowed to wish once more. I wish for the death of this crazy place, so that nobody will ever enter this world of insanity. Research Note 2. So once again, I decided to think that Rika is unfortunately the reincarnation of Oyashiru. You're weird. I wonder what's after this, though. Let's check it. My head aches. The sky is shiny. I'm cold. I'm hurt. Various sensations awake my other senses. I'm lying by the riverside face down. My body hurts badly here and there. My skin is scratched and my joints. I have bruises. When I try to move, I feel acute pain. My bones are damaged. I look up at the bridge I fell from. A miracle I was able to open my eyes again after I fell from that height. I see an old car seat nearby. Some kids brought it to play with it, maybe? I fell into that miraculously. That's why I didn't die. I'm not sure if I should be glad that I survived. That means I'm still in a crazy world. How long have I been unconscious? Sun is high, probably a couple of hours. I can't believe that from the heaviness of my body. I feel like I've been lying here for 10 years. Fuck. The more my body wakes, the more pain I feel. I shouldn't have woken up. I have to see a doctor. Here's clinic. Oh God. The thought brings up unpleasant memories. I don't see Sadako on the bridge anymore. She must have returned to Iribizawa. Must have gone to the clinic with her clothes on. Then told them I'd been acting strange. The police must be waiting for me. They'll arrest me for murdering Sadako's uncle this time for real. Or probably put me in the mental hospital. Whatever. Just stop the pain. They'll cook me however they want after that. I start walking while dragging my leg. I got out in the stream, walked through the animal trail. I would look for a familiar street. I found a street I know. I head to the clinic. I come to the clinic, which treated me as a lunatic. It's humid and hot. No wind. The air is stagnant. Something like burned eggs. I can't help frowning. I finally realized the cicadas are crying. Oh, they're not crying, I'm sorry. I've never seen it as quiet as this. Usually filled with birds chirping in the morning, cicadas crying in the day, and the Higurashi in the evening. But I hear none of those. The only sound I hear is the rustle of trees. First time I experienced such quietness. Those rustling trees look dull. They're yellow and more leaves are covering the street than is normal for the season. Even the grass on the roadside looks yellow and wilted. Only the sunshine feels unusual. Or usual. The season doesn't seem right. I look at the dead leaves on the street. Small bugs lying about face up. They're dead. Everywhere. Looks like some kid scattered his etymological specimens. It smells like burnt eggs. It reeks. What's with dead bugs and dead leaves? Someone sprayed weed or bug killer? I heard they do that in school a couple times a year. I hadn't seen anybody even though it was still bright. I feel as though I'm walking in the middle of the night. Nobody wants to go out if it smells bad like this. What is this? I don't hear anything. No bustle, no life. It's quiet. I should be able to see the school if I turn there, but I don't hear the normal bustle. No kids shouting, no screaming, it's just quiet. Can't stand this silence. There's the school. I hear something. A few trucks. Tall trucks are parked in the schoolyard with engines on. 10 people wearing raincoats unloading stuff from platform. Feeling hot in these casual clothes. Those raincoats must be torture. Our school is borrowing space from the Forest Service, of the specialty to do stuff with trucks. What are these Forest Service people doing? I feel bad for them because they have to work and they hate the smell. They are unloading colorful things from the trucks and laying them on the schoolyard. The things are unloading look like large patched up bags. Those seem heavy. Some are carrying in groups of 2. They laid them on the ground like a tuna stall in a fisher's market. Looks like there are hundreds of them in the schoolyard. I stare at their work and forget my pain. I'm standing in front of the school and a couple of guys in raincoats notice me. They point fingers at me and talk to each other. Maybe they'll tell me not to get in their way. I decide to leave. The two trucks come from behind. I gave way to them. They go into the yard. Their loaded beds are covered with plastic sheets, but I can tell they're fully loaded. Something strongly reeks. Different from the smell of bird eggs, like rotten crab gut. The hell, why are there so many bad smells? Then my ass catch white letters on the side of the truck. Japanese Self-Defense Force. Self-Defense Force? The Army? Why are they here? Hey you, how'd you get in? Someone grabs my shoulder from behind. There's a hooded Jeep. The self-defense officers are wearing green raincoats and gas masks and tanks on their backs. Their bodies are completely covered and it looks bizarre. How did I get in? When I try to speak, my head wound aches. The officers look at each other and see my face. I can't see their expressions, but they seem surprised. Are you a Himizawa resident? Can you say your name? I live here. Maibara Keiichi. I started telling them my name and address with no hesitation. The guy on the Jeep speaks to the radio when he hears. Headquarters, come in. Headquarters, come in. This is 402. We found a survivor. 402. We found a survivor. Roger, put him under protection. How's the condition? Survivor seems fine. Got bruises all over. He can walk on his own. We'll put him under protection and bring him to headquarters. I was ready to face the police, but the self-defense force? A little too much. I get in the back of the Jeep as they urge me. They tell me to wear the same gas mask as they're wearing. I put it on and an officer tightens it up. Heavy, hot, and suffocating. I can't see much. The view looks surreal through the lens. I hear my breath and it sounds creepy like a monster. No idea what's going on. So I ask the officers who's tightening my mask timidly. Something happened? Where were you? What were you doing? He questions me back. Not fair. I fell from a suspension bridge in the mountains. I've probably been lying unconscious on the riverside. I don't even know what day it is. June 22nd, 58th year of Showa, Wednesday. I'm surprised. It was the 21st when Sadako pushed me off. So I've been sleeping for a whole day. So what happened? Why is the self-defense force here? Some kind of drill? I question out of line. The officer doesn't answer. The guy who contacted headquarters turns on the car radio. Turns into some station. A familiar personality's voice. Prime Minister's residence, Chief Cabinet Secretary, delayed disaster-stricken area as follows. Believe that we promptly responded to dispatch request by the governor. Answer from Chief Cabinet Secretary stated there had been no event delayed. What? From the night of June 21st to the 22nd, a large-scale disaster happened in Himizawa village of the Shishimon city. Details are still unknown, but it appears a poisonous volcanic gas erupted from the earth. The heavy gas turned into a flow. That flow went down the stream and hit Himizawa, and eventually covered the whole area in a few hours. It was past midnight, 2 to 4 a.m. Swallowed all houses in Himizawa, and eventually the E at the end was swallowed. Most of the villagers were supposedly sleeping and died without realizing anything. It was the reason there was a delay in the detection of disaster. There was a small inkling. 3 a.m., a newspaper store in Okinawa sent a car to their Himizawa branch for morning edition delivery. Did not receive the arrival call that day. The owner of the newspaper kept calling, but there was no answer. He sent his son to go check, but he lost contact. That's very tragic. If a call to the police or rescue had been made at this time, the situation would have been different. The annihilation of the village could have been avoided. 6 a.m., there were calls to rescue services from residents who lived near the mansion. Rika, rotten eggs, dizziness, nausea. The rescue headquarters assumed a chemical truck accident because calls were centered in a certain area. 6:30 a.m., contact with the patrol vehicle which had gone to Himizawa was lost. Due to the possibility of illegal gas in the area, the local police contacted the prefectural government and the police at 7:15 a.m. 8 o'clock, since the governor was on an on-site inspection trip, the prefectural disaster control chief took helm and set up a disaster control headquarters as per protocol, but it could not reach the governor immediately, so the handling was delayed. As some civilization recently pointed out, on-site inspection trips are said to be held for smooching with the host companies, and their main purpose is just to drink. The source says the governor has been drinking all night and was asleep at the time. Even when the disaster control chief called him, he couldn't get through because the governor was too drunk. The disaster control headquarters had to concentrate on gathering information for about 1 hour until the governor grasped the situation and sobered. Not to mention the governor, the disaster control lead had to be held responsible for the delay in response. The prefectural government did not have any disaster protocol, which led to further delay. 9:12 a.m., the governor asked for help with the Japan Self-Defense Force as the prefectural police suggested. The anti-gas-equipped chemical control team arrived more than 8 hours after the disaster's occurrence. It was very unfortunate that this happened in the middle of the night. If it happened by daytime, it would have been less catastrophic. All households of Inimizawa fell victim. 1,000 casualties more. Self-Defense Force is still gathering precise information, but the number of the deaths is still expected. We have a special guest today. Fuck. So it's toxic gas emissions. Announcement. Mixture of carbon dioxide and hydrogen sulfuride. Gas is getting thinner. There will be no more spread. Inimizawa is still a very dangerous condition. What the hell? Nobody answers. The jeep keeps hopping along. An unprecedented disaster annihilated Inimizawa in one night? Where is it? Must be some village in a mountainous place. That's what I usually hear on the radio. Those names never sound familiar. Annihilated? I often hear numbers of the dead and injured. How many? Where did everybody evacuate to? We've gotten to the clinic. The first time I seen a flag on a pole on top. It's a national flag, just hanging. Many tents and large vehicles in the parking lot. People in white gowns with gas masks run to this jeep from inside the clinic. You're alright now, how are you? Can you walk? I can walk. Oh fuck! They forced me to lie down on a stretcher because they heard me groan. The person looks like a doctor talks into the radio. I see a number of cuts and bruises. There is a possibility of broken bones and internal injury. Large wound on his head. The pupils are normal. I don't see blood on the back of the eyes, but there's still a possibility of brain damage. Then there are people on stretchers coming out of the clinic. Residents of Inimizawa, judging by what they're wearing. The stretcher is parked in front of a truck. 2 soldiers hold the shoulder and lays the one person and throw him on a loading bed. A pile of bodies on the loading bed. They're dead from the way the soldiers treat them. I realize the colorful patch bags, lined like tunas in the schoolyard. Body bags. Dead bodies. Don't treat the victims roughly. He's one of the villagers. The guys are carrying the patch bags so that apologetically. I wish for the death of this crazy Inimizawa. My last wish came true. I don't understand. If my wish came true the next day, let me die tomorrow morning to end the crazy night that's been haunting me ever since. Hey, he's unconscious. Call his name now. Mayabara, can you hear? Blink your eyes if you can hear. Mayabara! Mayabara! I don't care about this world anymore. I don't care about the call. He's not breathing. Open his respiratory tract. CPR! Don't let him die! Damn it! I don't want any more victims. No life should be wasted. Don't let him die. Don't! I hear a man crying and screaming right by my ear. No life should be wasted. It touches my heart. Maybe it was wrong to kill somebody even when it was for saving Satoko. If this disaster was the retribution of that, that's too much. Why don't you just pick me? I remember her saying that the real curse of Oishiro will kill people close to me first. His curse. A convenient excuse why Himisawa was annihilated. It was not my curse at the last moment. I'm lying on stretcher, it's natural, but there's one thing. I don't hear that extra footstep anymore. I'm free now. My head is filled with the cry of cicadas, even though I shouldn't hear it. Their cry is my requiem. Before dawn, June 22nd of the 58th year of Showa, a large-scale disaster happened here. "1,200 people died. 20 went missing. 60,000 people had to evacuate from the nearby areas. There was stagnant magma in a hot spring below Nikafuchi. Gas gushed out. The people who believed this disaster was a curse caused the early disturbances. They believed that when the curse occurred, a few would emerge and annihilate the villages. Scholars say that from similar gas calamities in the past, Lord, the incident may have been passed down. Some pedestrian tabloid magazines hyped that this incident was an extension to the series of bizarre deaths that have been occurring for the past few years. The relatives of the Himisawa villagers who live away from the village started to feel ill and hospitalized. Some died in strange ways. That also contributed to the hype. Moreover, some people who asserted themselves as cursed by Oishiro died in a bizarre way. That inflicted the nationwide impact. The idea of a gas which creeps in and kills people silently in the middle of the night permeated Japan. People started to suffer from lack of sleep, breathlessness, headaches, dizziness. Some of them believed themselves to be haunted and to act strangely. Most of them were just hallucinations infused by the media. Yet later these symptoms caused the Hinamizawa disaster to start and what to be called the Hinamizawa Syndrome. After stirring up many assumptions, Hinamizawa village is now forbidden to enter. Flights over it don't even happen. The restriction in the area was once clear when the gas level became low, but anomaly the same year, another gas infusion was detected and the area was cordoned off. While signs of life still remain within, the village keeps sleeping. The only survivor was a boy who lived in Hinamizawa, Akeiji Maibaro, in his teens. Suffered from pulmonary edema caused by dyspnea at the time of rescue. He was revived by the rescue crew. He is now hospitalized in a general hospital in the same prefecture. Reporters gathering in front of the hospital, but no visitors are allowed. What did he see in Hinamizawa? What happened from June 21st to the 22nd? He kept silent. Attempted suicide in hospital August 29th. He was hospitalized on a long-term basis. After being diagnosed, no mediators are allowed. He's currently living a peaceful life. (2003), late summer, the 15th year. An old couple in Osaka found a cassette tape left by their son who died 8 years ago. Their son, age 47 at the time of death, had gone missing when he was involved in a shipwreck in the 7-year Heisei. 8 years had passed. The couple found a tape where they were disposing of the son's belongings. Deceased used to work at a tabloid magazine company from the late 50s to Showa to the first year of Heisei. The tape is assumed to be one of his interview tapes. On the label it says Maibara Keiichi, November 28th, Showa 58. The recording is an interview with the only survivor of the Himizawa disaster. He had gathered a lot of attention because he was the only individual who knew what happened, but the public never heard his voice. The value of his tape seemed tremendous. It's kind of hard to tell when it's recorded. Don't pay attention. See, it isn't better. From this point on, the recording gets unclear. The recording device may have been covered by something. First question is, where were you on the night of the disaster? If you go around the back of the shrine and follow the trail to the woods, there's a suspension bridge right in front of a mountain. I fell from it. I was unconscious. Was that the night of the disaster, or the night of the 21st? No, the morning of Tuesday. I woke up at noon the next day. I believe I was unconscious for a day and a half. Why were you there? A lot of people would wonder. It was a weekday and the bridge was far from both your home and school. To be blunt, some people say you somehow knew about the disaster beforehand and you fell from the bridge because you were escaping. Nah, that was ridiculous. I think that's horrible too. Don't be offended. So, the bridge you fell from located here. On this map, this is the end of the train in the woods. This is the trail in the woods behind the shrine. Probably. I'm not sure because I've been there many times. I wonder what brought you there on a weekday morning. On the riverside where you're lying unconscious. Do you know people say that's impossible? Impossible again. Impossible again. Still. Why impossible? You know the gas from Monikafuchi Swamp? Scholars simulated the incidents using a precise diorama and found out some interesting facts. Volcanic gas is heavier than air, so it flows into the lower area and along the landscape like water. So they held an experiment to find out how long it would take for the gas to cover the area. They found out the gas must have flown through the riverside where you were lying. I don't understand what you're saying. If you were lying by the riverside, that means you were getting in the middle of the volcanic gas during the nightfall. It defied the possibility that you'd be lying here. I think you were lying. You were hiding in some safe place at the time of the disaster and come out when the gas started to thin down. Then found out it's self-defense. What do you think of this? Am I right? I wouldn't be surprised if that was true. What do you mean? Some doubt this tape is a recording of the real Maibara Keiichi. Like you said, it was impossible, but nothing was impossible in that one. People who weren't supposed to be there were there in that village. The dead were still living. That wasn't rare at all. I wasn't expecting to be the living dead myself. To check the possibility of the tape, I bought the tape to a relative of the Maibara family and had him listen, but because the recording was aged and lacked clarity, the relative could not recognize. Okay, I'll change the subject. What do you think of the theory that the disaster was the fifth curse? I don't think it was. The fifth curse was me. What? What do you mean? What do I mean? It's the answer to your question. I'm sure you won't believe, but I made the disaster happen. It was me. I wished for the whole village to die, and that's what happened. Sounds excruciating. Funny way to describe it. I killed Takano, manager Oishi. I had a supernatural power at the time. A footstep, so to speak. A footstep? What is it? Haven't you heard of that? Flap, flap, swash, swash. You should try to stop walking suddenly. It's fun, and if you hear an extra footstep after you stopped, you should be careful. Okay, I will. Isn't this conversation that funny? You've been just laughing. You're the same as the manager. You pretend to sympathize with me, but you think I'm a lunatic. No, I don't. I can tell you have the same look in your eyes he did. The footsteps stopped that day. I don't know if I still have that power, but I wish you dead. I wish you dead because you upset me with your talking. Why don't I choose how you die this time? She was burned to death. So why don't you drown? How about you drown to death? Back in those days, I could kill you in one day and you'll die by the next morning. I wonder how many days later you're going to die. You should be careful. Don't die because of my curse. The recording stops in the middle of Keiichi's laughter. The reporter died in Oceana Ash and Mayabara Keiichi. He died of a high fever from an unknown cause. His strange remark was written on his medical record when he asked for a nurse. I hear an extra footstep again.